everyone, and welcome to Shoots and Swerves. We are your hosts, Chris Cortez at Channel Cortez 33 and Jonathan at Bad Guy Wrestling. Jonathan, how you doing tonight?
Yo, I'm doing pretty good here. Can't complain. How you doing?
Can't complain. We were talking earlier. Got a couple things going on. Got a brand new mattress coming in tomorrow. We got
have it.
We got the Tempur-Pedic mattress. This is one of the topics I wanted to discuss. Okay,
New
Shoots and
sponsor.
Swerves. We're
Shoots
taking
and
swerves
Swerves
here. We're not just
sponsor.
talking. Yeah, we're not talking just about wrestling. We're talking. We're taking some twists and turns. We're taking some shoots and swerves. I'm gonna just straight up say, Tempur-Pedic is the greatest mattress company of all time.
Yeah.
Had a Tempur-Pedic mattress for 20 years, and then now it looks like it's gonna be another 20. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think I practice my wrestling moves? It's on the Tempur-Pedic.
Practice your wrestling moves on a Tempur-Pedic
Elbow
mattress.
drop.
I assure you. Yeah, you get a good grip, and it will feel fantastic, and your back will thank you for it.
Yeah,
So,
no spine busters on this one, though.
Yeah, no
Just
spine busters.
Bliss.
Yeah,
Bliss.
it's just pure bliss. It is fantastic. We got the adjustable base. It's gonna be nice. Kind of cradles you. It releases some back pain.
Good.
Great.
It should.
That's what I'm talking about.
What you set that up with is when you can watch TV from the bed and really, lean it back a little bit.
That's what I'm doing. I got to do it. It's got to be done.
Next shoots and swerves from both of our.
You want to do it from our beds? All right,
yes,
let's do it. I can
from
do
the
that.
beds. Yeah.
Maybe like an iPad. I'll use an iPad.
Laptop, whatever you want to do.
Laptop, iPad. Just keep it real.
I'm just gonna use my phone. I'm just gonna be
we could probably do a clip. We could probably not a clip, but do the video and then come back to this or something. Just to show you. I don't know.
I don't know. Once I'm getting in the bed, I'm not getting out.
Some kind of professionalism, but I will do it because I do love that bed. I mean, I cannot wait.
I'll find some WWE sheets or Undertaker sheets or something. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Hulk Hogan, Hulkamaniac.
Hulk Hogan. They have Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior pillows that you can always get.
Exactly. I mean, it'll be real classy as far as wrestling.
Very, very classy. Okay?
Wrestling
very,
classy.
Very, very colorful.
So what do you want to talk about?
That's what you want to talk. What do you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
That's one thing I want to talk about. The other thing, I'm going to set up this Tartarus. Yes, this thing. I know it's Power Glove, but
it's so bad. Yeah.
I gotta get into this. PC gaming. I'm going all out.
You got to learn how to do the show with that thing so you can trigger everything.
Exactly. See, you got to. That's what I'm talking about. You got to set up the keys for that, and it's just enough keys to be for all four fingers. Somehow they got 5 rows, so they think that you have 4. They think you have 5 fingers and one opposable thumb. So,
I mean,
are we going to eventually evolve into 6 fingers and be able to? What do you think if we had a 6th finger? What do you think? 6?
I mean, I'd be way more productive.
I think so too. 6 fingers, 4 arms.
Oh yeah, I mean, just imagine the grip strength I would have.
Goro.
Yeah.
And before Goro, there was a short story. I have to look up. I can't remember if it was Ray Bradbury, Princess of Mars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, of course, everyone knows that.
The people, everybody knows this. The people of Mars had 6 limbs. Okay, 4 arms, like a middle limb, and so they had 4 limbs.
They really are
6 limbs. 6
they're
limbs.
Goro style for real.
They were Goro style, and they were. Doing their thing. They weren't as vicious as Goro, but they
might have had more toes than Goro.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have the 3 or something? The 3 big ones?
The 3 big ones. Yeah, he's kind of like a turtle. He's like a ninja turtle.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing we need to get into. Okay, Ninja Turtles. Just a heads up, I hear the comic book is as on top of the world. It is the best comic, one of the best. And I did read a little bit of it. There's it was kind of like an Old Man Logan, but for Ninja Turtles, where all the turtles are dead except for one, and if you had to guess who it was, it's pretty ironic, but
Raphael.
Nope.
No, there's 3 more. I can do it.
3 more. Yeah, we can do it. Let's see. Let's see if you can get it into
Michelangelo.
No. See,
Leonardo.
Oh wait, so my bad. No, my bad. No. My bad. I see. I heard you said Michelangelo, and you were right. I thought Leonardo because you were right. It's Michelangelo, and he is. And I thought he would be like because he's the most like laid back, easy.
Well, he's a party dude,
and he's the party dude. I always kind of like gravitated towards Michelangelo.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of assumed that he'd probably be an alcoholic and have diabetes at this point in his life. Yeah, I don't know if turtles can do that, but
no, they can't. Especially not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They don't get diabetes, Jonathan. They don't get,
Yeah, well, he's a teenager
alcohol poisoning
in the comics and show.
Teenage, and he's a mutant.
But then
got the mutant liver, and he's got a mutant metabolism.
Yeah, but early 20s,
smooth sailing.
He gets into drinking.
Yeah.
And that, that mutant metabolism slows down, eventually.
Yeah, see, I don't think it does, though, with the mutant powers. I get where you're going with this, but does it slow down with the mutant abilities?
Has the FDA ever done any, studies on the ooze?
No.
Because we had the secrets of the ooze, but do we really have all the secrets?
Yeah, what was the name of that company from the Secret of the Ooze? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, he puts classes together, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Michelangelo, though, is the most laid back one. He's the sole survivor of that comic book. I thought it was pretty cool.
Maybe because he's so laid back. Maybe he didn't go looking for trouble or something.
Maybe because he was lucky, quite frankly. And then he had to kind of step up his game because he comes off like a complete badass. So the whole time I think it's Raphael or Leonardo. The whole time.
So you don't know which one it is.
You don't know which one it is the whole first issue until it gets to until it gets to the end, and then it's Michelangelo. Like, oh shit.
Damn.
And Donatello, he's the techie guy,
Yeah, but he's definitely
he's resourceful.
I imagine him getting something like Parkinson's or something like that, I'm not even trying to be grim.
I know, and I'm dying over it. I'm terrible.
I
get it.
well, he's the only one left, so they almost died early.
They almost died early. Something happened.
That's what
I'm going to read that. That's a good story. Let's find out why Leonardo is by himself. So that's pretty cool. I know there's some other stuff that I need to maybe possibly check out that's coming out. You know what? Have you seen Batman 89? The graphic novel? That is something I want to really purchase and look into. Batman. It takes place right after Batman and Batman Returns. It's basically Tim Burton's Batman. Focuses on Harvey. Hopefully focuses on Two-Face, played by Billy D. Williams. Okay. Brings back Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Keeps Michael Keaton looking like Batman. Keeps Batman looking like Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And they have their own Robin. And it takes place in the Gotham City that Tim Burton made. So that is pretty cool. They also did a Superman 78, which is a graphic novel based on Christopher Reeve's Superman.
So the numbers behind it is the year it takes place or
the year.
Era?
The error, yeah. Because there's no way that, I don't think it takes place at exactly 89 or 78, but more rather, that's when this era started.
Gotcha. It's that version of it.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm good on comics. We're good on, mattresses and keyboard accessories.
And life expectancy of turtles.
Going to Pittsburgh. You got an anniversary coming up.
Oh, yeah, this weekend. Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Is it a surprise?
No, it's not. Marie doesn't like surprises very much.
No, neither does Dara. Neither does my wife.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Guess so we got that, we're going back to where we got married at. We're staying 2 nights there, doing all that.
Oh, that's a beautiful place, a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
Likewise, I think we'll end up doing that down the road. I think for the anniversary. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. You're still the newlyweds here.
Still newlyweds, still only a couple months, but everyone tells us we do not come off oh, well, you definitely got the old married couple thing going now. So, but yeah, because we've been together and we've lived together. So,
yeah,
we've got it. So when we went to the mattress store, the guy basically sold us on the Tempur-Pedic mattress and in ways in which I had been professing for all these years, So
yeah.
I was very
sometimes
happy.
It's best to have an outside, unbiased opinion.
Exactly. He's unbiased. He's objective. He's like I looked at him and I looked at Daryl. I was like, look, I promise you, me and him have not met. Like this is not some sort of conspiracy. Like, and by the end of it, I was like, I don't want to, I'm not going to do it, but I kind of want to hug you right now. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. But I do want to do it.
You're like telling your wife, turn around. I got to hug this man.
You just saved my ass. Like you just supported me in a life decision.
Yeah.
And it worked. I mean, she's very, she's going to enjoy it. She wants, I mean, I didn't have to convince her. She made she wanted to do it because
that's good.
Yeah. So what else do we got? I mean, there were quite a few surprises over the last weekend, which we talked about. You got surprised, for your birthday. We went to Maggiano's.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
It was fun.
It was amazing. Good fun. I mean, just the surprise. So my birthday back in September, but because of certain events, couldn't celebrate until later. And then my wife set up this big surprise thing for me, and that was amazing.
We were a part of it. We were hiding and you saw that.
I was in shock. I was like,
shock.
I was like,
yeah. It worked out great because we didn't know where we were gonna like hide. Like, how was it gonna work? Where you were gonna have to go to the host. So it's like we thought maybe we'd tell you to go to the bar first, or Marie was just gonna be like, oh, okay, we just want to get a drink first, and then we'll figure it out. But it worked out because that booth, that wall was perfect.
I'll tell you, I was surprised. That's for sure.
I'm surprised I didn't mention it in passing, just like by accident. Be like, "Oh yeah, I'll see you this weekend. Don't worry about it." Like, what? Because there's just so much shit going on. You're just trying to keep track. And then the big surprise of Edge, Adam Copeland, showing up. Did you see last night's AEW Dynamite?
I haven't finished the whole thing, but I mean, I saw. I've watched the first part of it, and he comes out and he does the promo.
Yeah.
Well, he interrupts was it Jericho and Omega's promo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I know everybody was nice about it. Maybe I think they're trying to hint at the idea that the fact that I honestly, between me and you, I was trying to hint at the idea that don't worry, I don't have any beef with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. We're going to be cool. Because never once, I mean, do you think about this? Like, tell me if I'm wrong here. Did you ever see CM Punk even get in the ring or do a promo with Kenny Omega?
No, not that I can recall.
Not even close. Yeah, not that I can recall. So if somebody wants to like chime in and tell me, that's great. Yeah.
Make me look like a fool.
The next night after he makes his debut, the first two people that he goes up to are the two most influential wrestlers in AEW, Jericho and Omega. That's it. Mm-hmm. Next would maybe Mox, but those two are probably the most influential coming from two sides of the spectrum.
Oh, for sure.
So he's basically, I'm telling you, that's what they're saying. That makes sense. He was basically kind of saying, hey, I'm cool with them. Don't worry. we're not going to have beef right off the bat.
How long do you think they knew about Edge? And I'm saying Edge. I'm not saying Adam Copeland.
Yeah, I'm going to say Edge. So how long? Honestly, I've been hearing about it for the last 2-3 months.
Yeah. I know there was the contracts.
So his contract was going down, but
But I want to know how long AEW actually knew that they were going to sign him. I
got to go with okay. So it's so funny in Hollywood when you think about Batman Returns. Okay, this is so funny because we're talking about Batman Returns. Okay. Danny DeVito was told he was good from everybody but Hollywood, but everybody but Warner Brothers told Danny DeVito he was going to be the Penguin. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I heard the new sequel's coming out. You're going to be the Penguin. You're going to be everybody because he was meant to go be the Penguin. So I think as soon as they got word that his contract was ending, the dirt sheets and the internet wrestling community started to say things like, "Oh, he's fit for AEW." And then there were murmurs about him not necessarily knowing what he was going to do, if he was going to go back to WWE because he's kind of already done everything that he needed to do. So,
and they're not putting a belt on him or anything. He's always going to be kind of more of a mid card in WWE now. Yeah,
exactly. He did everything he needed to do. He wasn't. It does not look like there was any plans for him becoming a world champion in WWE as much as he had kind of hinted at it, and as much as we had, I'd been okay with it. I was ready for him to be a world champion, have a real run.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was going to happen.
And here in AEW, I think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be like a centerpiece of focus. I think he wants, like he said, you'll have to watch the rest of AEW Dynamite.
You can spoil it.
So what happened was Christian comes like at the end of the night. He gets introduced by Tony Schiavone, which is very interesting because you would never think an Edge and a Tony Schiavone would be in the same ring. He's quite the but he talks to Tony, gives him praise because he grew up watching Tony and as the voice of WCW. And he tells him to get the hell out of the ring now because this is my moment. Mm-hmm. Nicely, and then
no, they should be
nicely mean and nice. It's only how Edge knows how to do it. Just how Edge knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And then he's like straight up, like the reason why I'm here is one, I knew that retirement was on the table when I asked one of my daughters, what do you think I should do? And she was like, straight up, go hang out with your Uncle Jay, which is, I guess, what she refers to Christian as. I guess what's his real name? I don't stalk.
I can wrestlers. Tell you here. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You don't have to
care
tell me
about their personal lives.
Yeah, me neither. So it's Uncle Jay. Jay must be like an initial for his real name.
Yeah, it's William Jason Rezzo.
So Jason, he must go by Jason, Uncle Jay. There you go. So he, wants to hang out. In other words, he is here to kind of finish the story with him and Christian and be a tag team partner, win the titles once, which he could totally do it with Christian. Christian's at the top of his game. Okay, Christian comes out.
Christian's
and he's telling Christian, look, you're not like who I know you're. You've always been kind of egotistical, a little smug, but now you're kind of being a little more of a dick than you usually are. Yeah. And just want to say that these guys are going to use you for like every bit of information and then leave you once they've gotten all that information out of you. And then what you should be doing is joining me. We should be finishing this. Like we should be working together. What do you say? Like, let's do this. We should be doing this together. It's like, very, very nice. They hug, and then Christian tells him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
That was great.
Yeah, that's great.
Highlight of the show. Yeah, highlight of the show. So what do you? I mean, I think he deserves a title run already. I get it. You don't have to make him the guy, but he should have one more world title run. That's it.
I mean, the first title run. It sounds like then they're setting up for his TNT title because Christian Cage is the legit title holder now.
And you want to give him the TNT title, okay, but eventually you got to give him the world title.
I don't think he gets the TNT title. I think, like you're saying, he's too big already for it.
I think he's too big for that type of stuff.
It's like CM Punk coming in, instead of he went straight. Or
Daniel Bryan. Yeah, this is why Daniel Bryan hasn't won any titles because he's going to win the damn title. He's going to win the damn AEW title, and Jon Moxley has already won the AEW title 3 times. So him winning the international title didn't mean shit. He is going back again to face Rey Fenix for the international title, which should be interesting. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see him winning it.
No.
I mean, he's a much better wrestler.
Who knows? Maybe they will. Maybe they will hot potato the damn title, which is not a good thing. Okay, because that doesn't make sense. But back to Edge. I think the Edge is like. Going to do a lot of great things with Christian. I think he's going to have a lot of great matches. Hopefully he can do everything he needs to do before he retires. Go back to WWE, maybe have one more match or just join the whole Hall of Fame and that's it. Leave it at that. I don't think WWE has any bitter grapes towards Edge. He's given them so much. Come on.
Yeah, they probably were just like, hey, we can't give you what you want.
Right. Go to AEW if you want. Go do what you want to do.
Yeah. So with that makes me wonder why I brought up. I wonder how long AEW knew about it is because, man, I've been ragging on them for letting CM Punk go, letting Jade Cargill walk. I mean, I'm wondering, like, did they have this in their back pocket, knowing that they have somebody bigger than
is that what you're asking?
As big or bigger than both? Yeah.
Is that the reason why? Because they were like, oh, well, we got Edge coming in, so we can go ahead and let one or both of these. I mean, definitely Jade Cargill was. I think that was a smart bet. And a smart pick by WWE. It was a perfect trade to kind of get her to. She is perfect for WWE, and there's too much going on in AEW they don't know what to do with her, so she's perfect for WWE.
Oh yeah, I uploaded a video on that today. Just like you have the look, I mean, she is big. She's not like big, like as an overweight, but she is a huge. She reminds me China in a sense, like her physique, her athleticism.
Oh yeah, she's
and stuff.
jacked and she's cut and she's ripped. Oh yeah,
she's not as big as China, of course. I haven't seen a maybe Raquel Rodriguez is in that range, but she's not as muscular. But
no, she's very tall though.
But I mean, her promos got better and better. I mean, she had that catchphrase, cut the crap, Tony. You know, I mean, and she had her weakest thing is the actual wrestling, but it's been getting better and better in AEW. Yeah. So, I mean, she's a superstar in the making.
You want to know what I really hope? I mean, I am going to totally mark. I'm just going to have a grin from ear to ear if when she goes to WWE. I don't know if
she's there. She signed.
No, I know, but like when she arrives, like when she debuts,
when she makes her debut,
maybe she'll do it at Fastlane. I would totally be like very, very pleased and very like impressed by WWE if they kept her song. Because I'll tell you, her song, you know what it reminds me of? The reason why I love it every time, I'm okay with it. Like it literally, and anyone can check, and you can ask anyone, like if anyone who really knows this stuff, it sounds exactly like the original like one of the Four Horsemen songs. Okay, the way it kind of sounds like the way with the little guitar riff and like the beat, like it sounds exactly. It's not like note for note like the Four Horsemen, but it sounds very Four Horsemen-esque, and it sounds badass, and the way she comes out, it's perfect. So the presentation was great. I hope they keep that presentation.
It was like there's a storm coming or something. Then the music actually starts, and hey, they had old Glock Anderson, or Arn Anderson, or Armed Anderson. That's what they were calling him when he did the whole promo where he's like, "What are you gonna do when a gun to your?" Or I don't remember. I just remember the arm.
So Anderson. It's a reference to Arn Anderson.
So like
it's already been established.
Maybe Arn was in the back, like, "Yo, make it sound like this."
she's so like she really would be like a good fit for a woman's Four Horsemen. She would have to be in it. Like her,
she should run a stable.
Charlotte, and then like I honestly, like her and Charlotte would be like the first two members I would think of. I'm not going to say anybody else because right now those two would be so perfect for a real Four Horsemen. I'm not talking about like the four top girls in the business. That was a nickname. That's not that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a faction of some badass, very dominating, professional looking, kind of like, there's really like, they're just basically the perfect wrestler for what you want. And that's it. There's nothing, So
she's definitely a prototype as far
that's what I'm talking about.
Honestly, one of the most interesting things we'll see to me is when her and Bianca Belair kind of crossed paths for the first time, which, I mean, depending on what show she goes on, I mean, my pick is Raw. I talked about it earlier, like on my own show, like the fact that Raw doesn't have a lot of top women's talent right now. So she would be a good influence on there. Like they have Becky Lynch and they have Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Trish Stratus, I guess, if you still want to count.
What about Rhea Ripley?
Rhea Ripley can float around too, but she's definitely a champion
floats, on this. Yeah, she floats. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but
because
she is definitely
because of Judgment Day and everything.
Gotcha.
But I was thinking like, Rhea Ripley got the title at WrestleMania, which we were there.
Yeah. That was awesome. One of my favorite. That was the second night, and that was one of my favorite matches of that night. That was easily one of the standout, like top three. Like I don't care which order. That was the match that I was like, oh man, I'm so amped. I was like, this is so awesome. This is so great, and that's part of the reason. Yeah.
So how long has she held the title now? So that was April, May, June, July, August, September. So at least half a year now.
With no end in sight either. No one's taking that title off her anytime soon, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, one of the interesting things could be like, she holds the title till at least the end of the year.
Yeah.
Until we can see if Jade Cargill is going to sink or swim. Yeah. If she looks like she's going to swim. Yeah. Maybe you start to push her towards that title picture. Yeah. Maybe eventually she takes it off of her or something like that.
And with this, in this case, depending on who it is, like if it was a Jade Cargill, I would make the bold guess that let's just say she made it to WrestleMania. It's still like 6 months away. Yeah. So I don't think she would win. I think that Ripley would hold the title still, and then eventually she would win. She would either win the next WrestleMania or she basically do exactly what Rhea Ripley had to do. Lose to Charlotte only to win to beat Charlotte the next year. Pretty much what I am we're all kind of hoping for is Cody Rhodes is going to beat Roman Reigns this year after a whole year's worth of holding on to that loss.
Chris, I wouldn't hold my breath.
So we can talk about that because there are some other things to consider. I mean, we're still on AEW. I was just going to say the other couple of stories, but you want to swerve over?
Sure, let's go over it. Look, I'm not saying that Cody doesn't get the title off from Roman. Doesn't beat him.
Okay.
All I'm saying is I don't think it happens in 6 months from now.
I don't think it happens in 6 months?
I think it happens in a year and a half from now, unfortunately.
Year and a half from now. So
or
not this WrestleMania.
Or SummerSlam of next year.
Is it because you think The Rock's coming to WrestleMania?
No, I just don't think I just don't see it. I mean,
you don't think Roman Reigns is ready to drop that title?
No, I don't.
Still don't.
I'm not saying that. I'm not ready.
I'm saying he still isn't. No, but you still don't he's still not ready to drop the title after all this time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it makes sense, but I think he holds on to it, because there's not the same thing is so Cody Rhodes takes it. Okay, now who's the top challengers for Cody Rhodes? I mean, you're talking about Cody Rhodes will now be the Goliath killer. So his stock goes way up, and now I don't know I think they need a very long build-up storyline where Cody goes away for a while as far as from Roman Reigns, and then he has to flirt with it for the next 6 months to a year, and then a huge build-up, just like this past WrestleMania, of going after the title again. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it, just from a storytelling perspective. Yeah,
here I'm going to go ahead and challenge you on that because what's going on right now is 6 months worth of him staying away from Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. Okay. He's not even on the same brand as him. He's taking on all comers from Brock Lesnar to Dominic Mysterio, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be not that great. He's going to be in a stupid tag team match at Fastlane.
So is John Cena and LA Knight. So it's as if they're keeping their baby faces in tag teams so that these matches really don't mean shit. Basically, what I'm saying is that he is going to go to he's staying away from him until he goes to Royal Rumble. And some people on the IW say he doesn't have to win the Royal Rumble. Actually, yeah, he does. He has to win the Royal Rumble, and that's it. Not just to get the challenge, because I know he could do that at Elimination Chamber. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that he has to make up for that shitty ass performance at WrestleMania. He did great at the end. He did good, but he was still number 30. Now he has to prove that he can defeat, he has to be number 2 or number 3. He was 30 last year. He needs to be number 2 this year, number 1 this year. He has to prove that he can really seriously go through and outlast 29 other men. And then he can be you know what? I'm taking on Roman Reigns.
Yeah, a good story. A good story always has adversity. What is that basic story structure that's from the old, even from the old fairy tales and stuff. I can't remember the hero.
The hero's quest.
There we go. Yes. Yeah. So now he rose up. We got the first act here. Now we have his fall, and now he's got to basically go rediscover, not himself, but rediscover the path back to the top here. Yeah.
And he went down to the underworld. He took on the beast, took on it on Brock Lesnar. Now he's coming back out of the ashes. Yeah. Rejuvenated. Yeah. So
it'd be great if he won it at this WrestleMania because it's in Philly.
Philly, not that far 40, away from us. We're going. Yeah.
It'd be great because then I'll see it live. I'm rooting for it.
Which is as soon as he lost, I was like, I'll see you guys next year. We'll be here next year. We'll be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I should have filmed your reaction when he lost. It was priceless.
I was so pissed, and you know why I was pissed because it wasn't because I didn't think that Roman Reigns could win. I knew Roman Reigns could win.
No, I know.
I wanted to be there in the moment, and it looked like it was so close and I was like, holy shit, we're gonna get to be witnessing Roman Reigns lose that goddamn title there, and the crowd could not have been more crazy. Okay, could you imagine? Could you have imagined if Cody had won? Oh, Roman got cheers, okay, because there are so many people that love Roman. Like Roman got cheers. The whole place would have blown up if Cody would have won. The whole place would have gone nuts for like 5 minutes. The place would have gone nuts.
Oh yeah, people were cheering heavily for Rhea, but they would have gone even harder for.
People were cheering all building up to the match, like throughout the match. I mean, like this had a vibe. Like and people are still to this day saying that this was like the best WrestleMania of like the last 10 years, and I'm not going to dispute. The best WrestleMania since this was the one we watched back in the day, WrestleMania 31, San Francisco. I'm going to go with that one. The one that was outdoors, it was, and then the one before that, WrestleMania 30, obviously Daniel Bryan, but the one where Seth Rollins cashed in, stomped Roman Reigns, took the title.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great WrestleMania. Perfect card. And it was cool. You know what I mean? And sure enough, we went to the very next best WrestleMania was the one that took place again in California.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful location for it.
Hey, it was great. I had a great time on that trip.
Yeah,
I ate some Pink's hot dogs. I went to the Tar Pits. Where was featured in My Girl too.
That's right, baby.
Right, Chris?
That's right. I said that's right. You damn right it is. Talk about some Veda Salt and Puss, okay?
Chris loves that My Girl.
You know I love that My Girl. I ain't ashamed. I wear that. I wear that I wear that badge on my sleeve.
I'm not saying I don't love My Girl. It's just it's probably been 20 years since I've seen the movie.
Yeah, Rudy's probably listening to this and dying right now.
Oh yeah, okay. Rudy's definitely dying about My Girl too. He's like, yo, My Girl 2.
My Girl 1 is a classic. It's perfect. It's the original.
I really thought they were going to bring him back.
All kinds of themes. Back from the day. Well, of course, Macaulay Culkin.
I thought they were going to bring him back, but they didn't.
The sequel was cool because it was like, okay, we're going to get to see the California in the 70s. So like this, like it was a pretty good, it was a good soundtrack that had all a lot of Elton John in it. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it was a cool little story. So it worked out. My Girl for life. Let's see what else. But yeah, what else? I'm gonna go ahead and get. So we've done it. Like I'm telling you, yeah. Look, anything can happen. I mean, I'm telling you, they fucked up with when they didn't give the title to Cody. I'm not saying it was the worst thing they could have done, but they fucked up because he's not as ready. There was so much steam going into it. It's so controversial because on the one hand, he was ready. On the other hand, they hadn't built him up yet. So you know what I mean? Like WWE we had not heard his story through a WWE production. Now we are getting the story, and he's not getting as much hype. He's not as hyped. In some ways he is hyped. He's overhyped. In the other ways, he's not as natural. And that sucks.
That was always really interesting to me of how over he was when he came back to WWE.
Yeah.
Because in AEW, in that last, 6 months or so, remember, he was getting booed.
He was getting booed, yeah. He was getting booed. And I think, you tell me, I tell you what was going on. He
was getting booed because he was getting stale and he
was getting a little stale, and he kept doing the same kind of promos.
Yeah, he was trying to be an ultra, babyface type thing, but it wasn't working.
Which is what he's doing now, but people still love him. Maybe because in WWE we need this kind of a guy. We need this face.
The same issue that comes on. You have a huge gap for most of the people with, brand new people or really inexperienced talent, and then over here you have the top people, but there's a big gap in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Is that working in Cody Rhodes' favor?
Oh, absolutely. Who else is it going to be?
Got Seth.
You got Seth. It's not going to be Shinsuke because
Shinsuke's the best. I love him as a heel right now. He could actually. I'm not saying he's going to win the title at Fastlane. We're going to talk Fastlane, but he is as good. He is as great looking as ever. If they had brought this Shinsuke when he turned heel against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 34, if they had gotten this Shinsuke, you best believe he would have won the title because he was red hot already. And he is still hot. Like, people still love this guy. Like, you can't let him, like, you just can't stop, like, appreciating him. Kind of like AJ Styles. Like, and kind of like, you know what I mean? Like Kenny Omega. Like, these guys are always going to be appreciated. So they just need the right story to build them to get them. Okay, now he's ready to take the title.
Yeah.
Because he needs it. He does need a world title. I mean, he's already won an IWGP title, but he needs to win the WWE title. This guy's been putting in work. But
So let's take a look at the Raw roster here, because he's technically he's on Raw.
He's a Raw dude. Yeah, I watched Raw. Did you watch some of Raw last week?
I watched Raw this week. Yeah. So I mean, because and we could even talk about this like kind of pseudo walking the line heel turn that Drew McIntyre's doing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he is kind of doing that.
But I mean, like, let's take a look at the top talent. Not going to count Braun Strowman. No. Just because they're not putting a belt on him. Cody Rhodes.
And he's not. Yeah.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Cody, Drew. Seth is at the top right now. He's the champ.
Yeah. Damian Priest has the Money in the Bank. So.
Yeah, he's up there now.
Finn Balor. I mean, like,
Finn Balor's up there too.
But he lost to Seth so many times now. He's
not in contention. No. He's out of that picture.
Gunther, but he's a Continental champion. So
he's going to hold on to that title until he's ready to drop it, and then he is going to win a world title eventually. He is next in line. He is the man.
Main event Jey Uso. He's not.
I love Jey.
He's not winning. No,
but he's not winning a title. No. I don't see him winning a title anytime soon. As much as the fans love him, I just don't see him having. He's still doing the bloodline story. That's all it comes down. Like, now it's just the blowback, the fallout of the bloodline, and now he's just always going to be a guy who teams with others, who has friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. The guy is so money,
but they're going to bring them back together eventually.
But exactly. But meaning he's never going to have that. I don't think he's ever going to have this like singles title run that you would, that
it's like the Lucha Bros. Like, it's so weird that they have one of them having a championship.
Because Rey Fenix is like and I don't even agree with this. Like, Rey Fenix is a very he is the. I'm not trying to say aggressive. He's got the what's it called? He's got the ability to the agility. Jesus, he's got the agility. He's got the acrobatic skills. He's got the agility and the ability to kind of do all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah,
okay, he's got the speed. He looks great in the ring. I like Pentagon.
Yeah,
I like Penta.
His image
I like
Penta
cooler. So much more. He's a big dude. He's a strong dude. He can still pull out some cool moves. I like Penta more. What do you want me to say? So, like, you can't tell me that Ray's the better one, even though you guys seem to be pushing him more.
Yeah.
So they're always going to see, and what's not sad, but the truth is they work best together. So at least in this sphere, because Penta had a singles run in Lucha Underground. So whatever. But yeah, you were going with this list. Who I was trying to think of.
I mean, Kevin Owens is on there.
Owens is definitely up there. Sami Zayn is definitely up there.
I mean, that momentum. But that momentum is done.
Yeah, momentum's gone. Now, who was I was thinking of? Chad Gable is amazing.
Yeah, him and Otis.
He is like the new workhorse. He's like the new Dolph Ziggler. Only he's even more entertaining in a lot of ways. Otis is entertaining. I mean, Chad Gable's a beast. You got the Viking Raiders, and we haven't even talked to women. Like, Rhea Ripley is on top of. I mean, Rhea Ripley. I love watching Rhea. I can't. I mean, Rhea is amazing. So she's a superstar. Becky is still somehow loved, like as if it's like WrestleMania 36, like or 35 rather. Somehow it seems like she's still the man, but it's like she's really not. I mean, she's great. I love her, but she's not on that level like she was when she was, going after Ronda Rousey, when she was feuding with Nia Jax. She was on a different level, and they should have just had it like her versus Becky Lynch. Tell me if should have just been her versus Ronda Rousey to finish she was the one person that had enough star power to beat Ronda Rousey by herself. And she did, but there was also Charlotte in the picture. And ever since that match, there was never much more progression. It was all.
Oh yeah, there's a reason she's the NXT champion right now.
Exactly.
And it's so like I'd say her look has continued to evolve. Obviously,
She still looks great. She looks incredible. Yeah,
but it's almost like she's gotten cornier. Like
she's got a little corny. She got
like
corny.
regressed on the mic. Like she's trying to be like aggressive and edgy, but also be a face at the same time. So she says like corny things because she can't cuss or stuff like that, and so it's just still hard to believe.
And the sad truth is I think she thinks, or like, not to put her down or anything, but I think what's going on is that I think that this is the formula. This is her saying, this is her way of showing that she has evolved to that level. And the sad truth is, no, you were on another level a few years ago. You were better a few years ago. Go look back at those tapes and see your side, the way you acted, the way you were like, I don't give a fuck. Like now you're kind of being a little bit like cynical, a little bit sarcastic, and it's coming off a little goofy.
Yeah.
And also here's another thing is that you're not a badass. Like you're not going crazy. Like you're not going hard ass. You're a little bit, you're like a PG-13 version of yourself.
Yeah. You were a couple years ago, but not anymore.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So, and I loved Becky Lynch going back to like 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So it's and still like watching her in the ring. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. She still can go in the ring. I love that. I actually liked her match with Trish Stratus. It's very good. Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna swing it right back to AEW.
Let's do a swerve.
We're swerving right back to AEW. We got MJF. This was another big one. MJF feuding. Now he's feuding with the Bullet Club Gold.
He's going to be gone into 2024.
You think so?
Oh, for sure. Jay Cargill was just the first. Jay Cargill is going to be the test that he's going to be watching. He's going to be like, all right, what did they do with her? Look,
and he is best friend. He's very good friends with Cody Rhodes, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. It's not even just about the money, probably. Yeah, I'm sure WWE can match anything that.
Oh, yeah.
That Tony Mark Khan can.
And it's not. You know what? It's so funny here in this case that JR would tell you it's either about two things: the money or the creative. And honestly, the creative is going to be just as good, if not better. It's not about just the money. It's not about the creative. It's about the legacy. I'm ready to say that. Like MJF, I think in the back of his mind is thinking, I'll do just fine in AEW. I'll get the money and I'll get my matches and I'll get my creativity. But at the same time, I want to be able to say I went to both promotions and dominated.
Yeah. Before Cody left, I would have been like, man, AEW is like the place where he should be, all this stuff.
Sure.
But seeing how like Cody left, how CM Punk's situation happened, letting Jade Cargill walk, and like WWE scooping her up, knowing like you let her walk. And they came in. WWE has never even acknowledged you exist, but this time they come in and swoop up a major talent. Like you don't think they're gonna be there? Like MJF,
watching MJF.
Just they probably already like getting backdoor channels talking to him, stuff like that. They're telling him, "Hey, you're AEW, champion right now, but look at these stupid storylines that you are the only reason they're working."
Right.
These are stupid. Look, you're defending the Ring of Honor tag titles, and like your main championship is almost an afterthought right now. Like if I'm MJF, I'm like, this is the stupidest thing right now. I'm like,
he's basically, you know what he's doing? He's pulling a Macho Man. Like he's pulling a Macho Man, like without Hulk Hogan. Okay, so he's teaming with another guy as a face, even though he's a total heel. He always has been. And it puts, with him teaming up with another guy like Hulk Hogan, like Macho Man would team, it put his title on the back burner. Even though he looked like $1 million, even though he was the champ and everybody recognized it, it put the title on the back burner. He had fewer title defenses to build his reign. Okay, It still kept Hogan in the limelight. And me, I'm a Hogan fan, but
Hulkamaniac.
But I can still see what was going on here. I'm old enough to see it now. Back then, I mean, either way, it's what's going on. Eventually he is, and same with CM Punk. CM Punk was having a little bit of like a weird title run towards the end of it, right? When The Rock was coming in, he didn't know, like he had to turn, obviously they turned him heel, and it's like, if he was, if AEW was in existence then, he would have been going AEW. Like he would have been like, oh, fuck this, I'm out of here. Like,
yeah,
it's basically their way. I don't know. I feel like it's almost like their way of, they need to make sure that this guy is protected, and they need to get him back in the ring. They got him against Samoa Joe, so that's okay.
I mean, that's the last time we saw him in singles competition.
That's the last time which we saw him. We did see him in singles competition with Samoa Joe, and that was good. That was was that Grand Slam?
That was Grand Slam, I believe.
Okay, so that's cool. So it's, which is not even a pay-per-view. So again, that's kind of like a little bit confusing. Not to mention the last 2 pay-per-views he's been starting the show. Not good. No bueno.
Well, I mean, we already know his next opponent singles match is going to be Jay White at the
and that's where we're going with this.
Yeah,
and here's this is so ridiculous. Jay White just pulled an evil. He pulled a New Japan Pro. He pulled an evil. He basically took the title and he said, "You're not worthy of being a champion. I'm going to hold on to your title for you." He's basically going to walk around. I'm telling you right now, what's going to happen with Jay White. He's going to walk around acting like he's the champion. He's going to defend that title, okay, and be like the unrecognized champion until MJF meets him and beats him. That's it.
I mean, did you see him get jumped by, was it last week?
Yeah.
Jay White's ass got jumped in the back, and like it was the same mask that MJF was wearing when he came back.
So who do you think it was?
Well, it's obvious. I'm sure it's MJF at the end of the day. Or
you still think it's MJF? I think it was.
I think this
maybe Roderick Strong, like one of the Roderick Strong boys
to
Kingdom,
make it look like him or something.
It's going to be the next opponent. It's whoever it is. That's the next opponent.
Yeah.
So the guys, which is fine. They're trying. It looks like they are trying to keep him in as the champion for a good amount of time. Make no mistake about it. But I will say this: WWE. I mean, they could even easily tell him, whisper in his ear, "Hey, the last pay per view you main evented was like 2 pay-per-views ago. Yeah, it was an 80,000+ arena, but guess what? We have like 3 of those a year. We do those. Now we're doing those like 2. Like, what am I saying? 3 times? We're doing those like 3, 4, 5 times a year.
Yeah,
we do a couple of those in Saudi Arabia, by the way. They give us money too.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you won't have to open this pay-per-view either.
Right. You won't open this paper. You'll be closing this paper. You do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you're going to basically be doing whatever you want. Like,
man, I know he had the second match with Adam Cole at the end of the night, but the last 2 pay-per-views, just this last one for Wrestle Dream. I mean, he opened it. It was a handicap match, but MJF, your world champion, is opening like pay-per-views.
Do it once
as a tag team champion. Like, what's
you do it once. You don't do it like multiple times. You don't keep this as a thing.
I don't know. I could just see him.
I'm sorry.
I'd be getting resentful. I'd be resentful if I was.
I don't know if I'm being. See, this is the thing. Like, I would too, but I don't know if it's his call. If he's like, oh yeah, I'll take a couple pay-per-views where I open, and then I get to relax, eat some food, have some drinks, and watch the show.
Well, I'm sure it's not his call.
It's like it's no high stakes for him. Like, but at the same time, yeah, it's not big gains. It's no big gains whatsoever. It's keeping this weird story going. You got Adam Cole over here. And then you got to see that segment with him and Roddy and the 2 other guys. Pretty ridiculous. Got to check out that giraffe. Want to take a little quick second to mention one. I am drinking this 3-notched brewing company. This is a hazy IPA. It's pretty good, nice and strong. I'm almost about done with it. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join us on Instagram, Twitter at Bad Guy Wrestling and at Channel Cortez 33.
Channel Cortez 33. And you know what I'm drinking? This is Nice brand, which is I think the Walgreens brand. Bottled water. It's it's nice. It says it's delicious, simple, and honest, and it's purified.
Do you remember? Did you get to see our boy Face Did you see Face's hotel room in Santa Monica?
No, I never saw it.
Well, you didn't see it. So we had his running joke because the water was supplied at this hotel by a water company owned by Jason Momoa. Can't make this shit up.
That was
Jason
awesome.
Momoa water. This is the best water of all time. Jason Momoa water.
I mean, it better be his sweat. You know, just he sweats into bottles and I get to drink it.
A little bit of his sweat, a little bit of his tears, probably a little bit of his manhood.
You saw him in that Metallica pit?
No.
So, you know, when, I don't know, like a month or two ago, Metallica was and Pantera at SoFi Stadium. I can't remember. I think there was another band too, but like there was a clip of him. He had pit tickets and he's down there during Metallica in the pit.
He's like headbanging.
Yeah.
His
stuff
crazy
like that.
ass hair. He's a funny guy. He's a really funny guy.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of personality.
Not the best actor, but he's got a good personality.
Apparently on Aquaman too, he was dressing up like, or Amber Heard's camp is claiming that he was dressing up like Johnny Depp walking around the place or something.
That's pretty cool.
I hope it's true.
I like that. I actually like that a lot. So let's see. Thinking back, there are a couple more things. I definitely want to come on. I am going to mention a little bit about New Japan, of course, because it's coming up this weekend, but we got to talk about Fastlane. And we do still have to talk a little more about Jay White. We've already kind of covered that Jay White is going to probably lose to MJF. I mean, that's pretty much here and there. And I already kind of covered that he's basically pulling an evil. For those of you that watch it, watch New Japan, I want to take a look at Fastlane.
Yeah, I got the card up right in front of me.
Me too. I'm looking at this. I got Latino World Order versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Just showed up out of nowhere.
Well, Bobby Lashley took the street. They like aligned with the Street Profit,
and now they're to another level.
Like an aggressive. They're not fun. They're
right.
It's like the Hurt Business.
It's the Hurt Business. Yeah, and that's fine. I hope it works out. I hope they need to bring back. Who are some of the others? Like you got Shelton Benjamin.
He got released.
Oh, that's right.
And what's his name? The shorter guy. He just had a match on Raw where Bronson Reed took him out.
I feel like he started like Frederick or no?
Cedric Alexander.
Cedric, not Frederick. Yeah. Cedric Alexander.
Frederick Alexander.
Yeah. No, I believe it's Frederick, Jonathan. Cedric Alexander. He would be great. He could be the small guy in the group. Come on.
Well, no, Bobby Lashley already kicked him out. He's not going back.
Which is the big mistake from the creative. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah,
Io Sky, champion versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Another damn triple threat match with the champion. I mean,
it's got to be a way to keep the belt on Io Sky because, honestly, I'm not buying her as a champion. But I don't run things, so that's just me.
I'm okay with her winning. I do like Io Sky, but like you said, like I know where you're going with this. There's really nothing much going on with her.
Yeah,
I forgot about her. I forgot she was even the champion. Because I keep seeing Asuka. I've seen a little bit of Charlotte. I don't know what's so, and not to mention she's like an underling for the role models or Damage Control. She's still part of it. She's not even the leader, but she's still, which is fine, I guess, because Bailey's awesome. It's just Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. So it's not really like it's not like when you got a 3-person faction, you don't really have to have a leader. You just
She is the leader, though.
But she is the leader.
Even with the emergence of Io Sky, she's the leader. She's the one who set up this triple threat. She got the challenge for Asuka and for Charlotte Flair, from the interference and everything in a match. So she made the match happen. So.
Bailey made the match happen. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, she was like, just got all upset afterwards.
Io Sky's gonna be pissed about that because that's limiting her probability of winning. So,
yeah, this has been an ongoing thing of their friction.
Yeah. That's smart. Okay, it's going to lead to a dissension between the two. Okay, good. John Cena, LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa. It's pretty cool.
I don't know. This is just we put names together that are popular right now.
Match. They have a similar look in terms of build. They have a similar sense of relationship with the crowd, with the audience. And yes, there is not much going on here. I would love to see a match between John Cena and LA Knight, but I
Yeah.
don't think that's going to happen. I don't know.
Well, this was like a you need to find a partner. John Cena needs to find a partner thing, and so we don't have anything for LA Knight, or at least I didn't feel like it. So we're gonna throw him in there to try to keep his stock high.
It's lazy booking, is what it is. Yeah, it is lazy booking. It's easy, and it's filler, and it's people will buy it. Mm-hmm. For truth be told, people will want to see this.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Because, like it or not, I mean, which I do like it. LA Knight's stock is pretty high right now. Maybe not as high as it was a month or two ago, but
now it's kind of like you think it's coasting. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to do something. He's got to have some sort of memorable. You can't just
dude
be
needs
over.
Dude needs to win a mid-card title already. Like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I mean, he needs to have some memorable moments instead of just being like, oh, I can't wait for him to come out so I can say his catchphrases and all that kind of stuff. But I need something that like I'm gonna like be like, man, that was big. Like this guy is.
He had a couple good. Segments with the Miz, I liked.
Yeah, but I mean, that. Come on. It's not...
I think that there needs. You're talking about some serious crazy shit,
like iconic we can moments. Remember
iconic moments, and you know what? It's amazing how few there are in wrestling today.
Yeah,
there are a few. Because what is it? You think it's because it costs more money? Like, because I mean, remember you got Austin, The Rock, even Hulk Hogan. I mean, in the WWE. And Generation X and The Undertaker. I mean, they would do things like crucify people, run over cars, like with big wheels. We're talking like, coming in with a beer fire hose and spray people. Yeah. This costs money. This costs a lot of money. So do you think that they're being cheap and they're just like, well, we're making enough money on the content anyways. So we're going to pull the reality TV move and make cheap TV that people will watch. And it's cheaper by the dozen.
I think it's
keep pumping it out.
I think it's partially, like you're saying, lazy booking and not developing storylines, but also going back to that like experience gap again. Like, a lot of people down here, or I guess here, and a lot of people here, and not as many people in the middle. Like, I mean, LA Knight like has been around forever, but fairly new to WWE as far as like the main show and everything. So he's just doing his thing and he's got a lot of experience in it. So I think the difference like with those iconic attitude moments and stuff, it's not even just like the crazy car stuff or the Stone Cold fighting Booker T throughout the town and ending up in the nuns and everything, which was hysterical. But I think it's the lack of people that know how to tell stories through their actions, through their promos. Yeah, I mean, it's not just like they tell you what to go out and do. You got to go out there and now you have to. It's not all scripted. Like
it has to come out and break character and go almost off the script. To basically like to transcend, you have to transcend the genre. You have to transcend wrestling. You have to take it to the point where it's like, look, this is not pro wrestling anymore. This is real. Like I am literally, you're seeing the real in me right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like theater when they got you, when the actor like has you in the palm of their hand and they're literally telling you something from the heart that you don't realize, you don't care if it's scripted and you don't care if it's a performance anymore. It's about as real as it gets.
That's the essence of good professional wrestling right there. Is it good enough to make me not care that this is fake?
Right.
Like I don't care if I'm sucked in, if I'm like hyper focused on every word in that promo, I could care.
It should make you, and honestly, it should make you feel some serious tension.
Yeah,
I feel like I do that all the time in class. Like to the point where I'm like saying like, look, you guys think I'm like playing here, but I'm really telling you that this is what's going to happen. And they stop and they see it and they hear it and they're like, they don't know what to think. Why? Because it's no joke. Like that's the truth. Like if you can tell them the truth, people stop and they feel it and they're like, whoa, like wait a minute, because it is real. And it doesn't matter, and that's a good thing in a world of, fantasy, a world of fantasy. Yeah. So like I was thinking about like Randy Orton. I mean, I mean, he was able to burn down the Wyatt, compound. That was pretty cool. And he would also have like moments where he'd beat the crap out of people in the back. But he had some good promos too.
Orton knows best.
Yes, that was a great promo. Yeah, I mean, the best one. One of my best favorites was when he was like, I believe he was talking to Mae Young and introducing himself as the Legend Killer, then RKO'd her. That was hilarious.
Hysterical.
And then you got
that you remember that. You
do remember those moments.
You don't remember every single move that they do in a match. Like maybe for a little bit, or maybe there's a high spot or something that you remember. But like, you remember the promos. You remember what leads up to it the most. You know,
you remember like them looking into the camera dead eye and like saying what they got to say. That is important.
And then they had the match and who won and maybe a couple spots in it. But like some of these historical promos that are just, crazy, like, you know, most of the words to them, you can recite some of it,
There's only one more match on this card, and that's Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura, which, it's going to be a great match. I think Seth's going to win again. And that'll be the end of Nakamura's threat. But no Roman. No Roman once again.
No way.
What is he, sick? Like, what's going on with him? Like, I mean, I get it. Like, he's got so much stuff. Like, what does he have going on? Is he making a movie? Like, what has he got going on? Like, I get it. You want to protect your champion, but at the same time, it's like, what is he doing? Like, he's not like got a Hollywood. Does he have a Hollywood role? Like, I get it. He's not even making, it doesn't even look like is he going to make an appearance? I mean,
let's see. I mean, he's got SmackDown on the 13th, apparently. Okay.
So he's next week. Yeah. After the pay-per-view.
He's doing a house show on the 14th, the 27th. Yeah, so he's not really doing anything right now. He's probably on break or something.
Yeah,
he's kind of becoming like a Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but is he that old already? I mean, can we already put him in that category? And is he not in like the prime of his career? Like, is this not like the title reign that he's been waiting for his whole life? Like,
I mean,
this is not the time to be Brock Lesnar in it.
This is the title reign of anyone's life. This is one of the most impressive title reigns there is. It might not be the most, but it's like top 3 probably.
It's the most impressive title reign of the last like 25 years.
Yeah. I mean, until you go back to like Hogan or something.
You go back to Hogan, and they're not. I don't think they're ridiculous enough to try to break Hogan's record, because that would mean exactly what you said, which is wait through WrestleMania into SummerSlam, and then after that, which is crazy. Okay, and I don't mean crazy like, oh, they can't wait that long. No, he is not generating the type of he is not. It is not Roman mania. There's no Roman mania going on. Roman Reigns is great, and he's a special. He's on another level, and he's at the top of his game, and he's the top wrestler in the world today. But he ain't no Hulk Hogan. Okay, he's not Hulk Hogan. He's not working like Hogan. He doesn't have he's not doing all the matches that Hogan would do. And you know what's so funny is I'm literally telling you, like, this guy Hogan from the 80s, who usually had a much lesser schedule, wrestled more than Roman Reigns. He wrestled more than Roman. I think he had more cars. Like, he was more available. He did more house shows. Like, he was there. He was all over the place. He was all over MTV. He was all over talk shows. He was doing movies. I mean, he was doing shit, is what I'm saying.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, you can't tell me that he's on Hogan's level. And there's a reason why Hogan was champion it didn't feel like he was champion for 3 years. They didn't have to say it. They're like, he's the guy. Like, that's it. Bruno Sammartino, same thing. Like, imagine that. 8 years. Pretty much 8 years as champion. And didn't even think about it. Because we live in a world today where, like, we always got to wait we got to look for the next thing. But when something feels right, and when someone is carrying the ball with ease, you don't think about time. You're just like, oh yeah, that's the champ. Like, there's no, there's no question. Like, why would I question? That's
partially also like why I kind of think he's going to hold it for a while. Is like they haven't really done the groundwork to set up a post-Roman era, except for Cody Rhodes. Like, but there's got to be more to it than just Cody Rhodes wins the championship.
There's got to be some big buildup between Rumble and WrestleMania. There's got to be a big buildup.
And Cody's going to need some real, like, like big challengers that mean something to him. And I'm not sure they're there.
They got one. They got Brock, but they didn't. What did they do? They went from Brock to Dominic. I mean, Dominic is fine, but you cannot have him like feud with him. It's got to be like a quick. Yeah, no. He needs more challengers. He needs to challenge a bunch of people.
Yeah, Raw this past Raw it's been hinting in the previous one. It's been hinting at the Drew McIntyre.
That is the next. That is good because he's on borderline turn heel. He would be perfect to challenge for Cody.
And he's talked about him.
Right. He would make a good next candidate. Another one would be Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Get Bobby on there. I'm telling you, Bobby can always be a good heel to somebody. He can work good matches. He's a threat. You know,
it's an interesting thought that I was thinking about a little when we talked about it a little, minutes ago. What if go back to you're having this long Roman Reigns still going to not this WrestleMania but the next one. I could see like them having Seth Rollins drop the belt to Cody and having him do a Raw run as the champion. This set up like a feud later on that he's a legitimate champion, but now he's coming back for Roman again or something.
Right. Okay. I mean, I would be okay with that. And that's great because at the end of the day, that's not the title he's coming back. He's come back for it. And that's not the story he needs to do to finish because he needs to win that WWE title. Yeah. He needs to beat Roman because he's already lost. I mean, it's all coming back to Roman. But yeah.
Almost cool. More, I would say beating Roman is more important to the storyline than winning the WWE Championship.
It is in a lot of ways because he lost to him and Roman is the guy. But in a lot of ways also, this is going back to him. This goes back to his father. Like his father never won that title. He should have won the title. He pretty much did win that title in a dark match. And Dusty Rhodes was the NW. I mean, he was the Ric Flair. In a way, he was kind of like Ric Flair before Ric Flair. He was an NWA main event guy. Mm-hmm. He was as big as big can be, and WWE took him and was like, "Yeah, no, we're not going to make you that guy. We're going to make you like a third-rate guy because we know, was a promoter for the other team."
Yeah. And
we know you fucked us. So guess what? We're not going to we're going to dog you. We're going to put some yellow spots on you. We're going to dog you. And he still made it work. Like people still loved him. I loved him. He had no business being the guy he was. And because he had so much charisma, he worked great. He had feuds with $1 Million Man. Yeah. He had feuds with Macho Man. I mean, you will not forget these stories. Like the feuds with Macho Man and Ted DiBiase, classic.
Yeah, just classic. Again, the storyline, the iconic moments.
Yeah.
And it just goes to prove that, like, the gimmick is not what makes you great. I mean, it can help. But,
it helps. And the gimmick, the character, everything. But
it's proof. It's like, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what his personality, his ability to sell the story.
Yeah.
With polka dots on
his feud with the big boss man. Okay, yeah. Jonathan, here's why gimmicks matter and storylines matter. Like characters matter because
characters matter. Absolutely.
Characters matter. All you have to do to make the story is put the right characters against each other. Here's my examples. Dusty Rhodes, he's the American dream. Okay, so he's a common man, like plumber, blue collar worker, wants to be a superstar. Yep. He's just like you and me.
Oh yeah,
he's very charismatic. He's a big dude. Okay, he can go, but he's he's like us. Who does he feud with? The big boss man, the authority,
the man.
Cop, the man. Mm-hmm. Okay, that I can relate to. Even the story's already there.
Yeah.
Here's another one that he feuds with. The Macho Man, the King. And he was Macho King at the time. So not only is he a macho man, not only is he like the type of guy that's an aggressor that's like to the common man, it's like you don't have to be like that.
Yeah.
But Macho Man's always trying to prove something. He's the king. So he's another one.
Okay, that makes sense. And he looks completely different. He looks like a wrestler.
Looks good.
He's yoked out and like
jacked, right?
Mm-hmm. And so it's like this dude who looks like he's down at the bar hanging out,
right? And he's like, "Who the hell are you?" to me. Mm-hmm. And then the last but not least,
who is it going to be?
The $1 Million Man,
$1 Million Man,
Ted DiBiase,
the money, the billionaires.
Probably his best feud in WWE. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the story, I don't even need to get it. I mean, essentially, yeah. we could talk about this. He picked up a new valet, Dusty Rhodes did, in Sapphire, who was kind of like his female version of him in a way. She's a common woman, a nice, sweet face.
Mm-hmm.
What does Ted DiBiase do? He picks her up, he puts on a fur coat on her, and basically buys her.
I steal your woman.
Basically steals the woman by putting on jewelry and fur coats. Basically, yeah, now she's with me. She works for me now. Why? Because everybody's got a price.
Because you're just a common loser.
And you're just a common man. I'm a $1 million man.
$1 million man.
Dustin's like, why? Why, Sapphire? Why you do this to me? Why? And I'm looking at, and I look like 10-year-old, 11-year-old me. He's like, yeah, why? Why the hell did she do that? I'm a little disturbed right now.
That's pretty messed up.
But I get it. I don't know,
The 37-year-old me is like, I get it.
I was like, oh, I totally get it. This is awesome. This is great storytelling.
She wants to be able to eat dinner and afford it.
She wants to get paid. She wants to get money. She wants the money. She's just like anybody else. She wants the money. Everybody's got a price.
Yeah, she's tired of having roommates and living in a studio apartment.
Exactly. This is great television. So, makes sense, and it's good stuff. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah.
Going back to Cody, though.
Yeah.
Like, I almost want to even go further. Finishing the story, I know it's about getting that WWE Championship, but I think finishing the story is about proving you're the top guy, or can be a top guy. Finishing the story is what you're saying about Dusty, is going in there and undoing that injustice of him being not
and,
top tier.
And when you think about it, yes, the Anoa'i family is kind of a royal family, and you got the head of the table. You got a guy who was promoted, who was pushed by your own father. Mm-hmm. The story's all there, and it's not like one is bigger than the other. The title is bigger than the story. The story is bigger. The title and the story go hand in hand, because Roman is the top guy. That's it. Nobody's going to take it away from him as long as he has the title.
No, even without the title, he's still
right.
This match could happen even without titles.
I don't see that, because if you want to beat the best guy, you got to beat the guy with the title.
Well, I'm just saying that this rivalry they have now, saying let's just say some chance like Roman Reigns dropped the title tomorrow or something. Right. Like, they could still have this feud and still have the culmination of the storyline even without the title.
They would still have to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it would work as well. I'll tell. Okay, you want to know what match I do think, though? You want to know a match definitely works without the title? Mm-hmm. Is Roman Reigns versus The Rock.
Oh, absolutely. It has nothing to do with the feud. Championship. Yeah,
because nothing to do with the championship. It's about being the head of the table,
and
that's it. Like, that is more about the title, less about the title, more about like who is the head of the table, who's the next guy to be the Hollywood, like who's taking on The Rock's mantle. Like,
well,
it's like the streak. Yeah, and he did kind of beat him, but and Cena's doing good, but there's still room for
but it makes sense with Roman and Rock.
There's still room for I mean, it's so interesting because after The Rock came I'd say you got Batista, who's doing really good in Hollywood. John Cena's doing pretty damn good in Hollywood. One went to Marvel, one went to WB.
And then you got The Miz. I mean, he's just is Hollywood.
Right. Seth Rollins is going to be in Captain America.
Wait, what?
He's gonna have a cameo, or he's gonna be doing some shit he's probably gonna play some soldier, some sort of like a guy who works with soldiers. He's probably kind of the crony, leader of the cronies, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's not a super soldier or anything like that. He's just a leader of a crony group.
I didn't even know they were making another one.
It's going to be called, I believe it's going to be called New World Order.
What is it? Bucky Barnes is the new...
the guy for the Falcon.
Falcon? I watched the series. Is that what happened? At the very end, he gave him the shield and... Yeah. And Falcon, now he's Captain America.
He's now Captain America. Bucky, whatever. I mean, it was ironic because Bucky was the Captain America that followed Steve Rogers in the comic books, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
What's the other guy? What was the black uniform guy? What was he called? The
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent.
They're trying to. What I'm guessing is they're trying to set up West Coast Avengers, okay, because U.S. Agent is one of the members. Secret Wars will probably be something like Civil War, like where you got like the Avengers kind of going up against each other. But Secret Wars, if I had to guess at this point, I'm totally off here, but if I had to guess, like it could be like West Coast Avengers versus the original Avengers. You got.
Well, they did a Secret Wars, a Marvel Cinematic Universe Secret Wars already,
like a cartoon version.
No, they did the Disney Plus show.
Oh, the Agent Fury.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It was called Secret Wars.
Was it called Secret Wars?
I'm pretty sure
it was called Agent Shield or Agent like.
Well,
Fury.
Agents of Shield was like a show or something.
Yeah. I gotta look that up. I mean, it's. I heard there was going to be a Secret Wars movie, but
yeah,
I don't know. Here, I'll look it up. Let's see. And of course, my keys are loud as fuck. But
I mean, people are probably going to unsubscribe right now.
Yeah, they're probably going to subscribe right now. Avengers.
Oh, Secret. Sorry, it wasn't Secret Wars. Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Which again, they take these. You know what's so funny, dude, is that they take these crossovers that costed people probably like hundreds of dollars to buy the comic books for, right? And they're like, yeah, let's make it into like a movie. Let's make it into like a quick episode. Let's make it into an episodic TV show. Okay. Like, do you realize this thing, like when you talk about Invasion, that's like some shit that took like, you know, that should be taking like 2-3 movies to cover at least.
Yeah, because wasn't Secret Wars was when they had all like the different versions of them, right?
I thought
all the different universe versions of them.
The Scrolls, or
yeah, that was what they did for Invasion. It was like
for Invasion. Yeah.
The Scroll had already taken over, like lots of like. Oh, have you watched it?
I have not because I
don't want to give it away then. If you're planning on watching,
I will. I'll get into it. I gotta get Disney Plus back.
Oh yeah, the new Loki season dropped today.
Damn it!
Yeah,
I'll binge that.
And Ahsoka, the season ended yesterday.
Yeah, I gotta watch
pretty
that.
Cool. Thrawn's back.
Damn, gotta get back into that. A lot of stuff to cover. A lot of stuff. But yeah, I mean that's Fastlane. You know, Collision. I don't know what's going on with Collision. I checked it out. I was looking it up. I was trying to find out what's going on with Collision. It looked like there was some sort of match scheduled. You got FTR versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill is what it looks like. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, that looks like it. That's one of them. You got Tony Storm versus Kiera Hogan, who I don't know much about.
Kiera Hogan was one of Jade Cargill's baddies. Oh. You know, her little entourage, but then got kicked out for sucking. Wow. And now she's just getting like last week she got like manhandled. Well, she didn't get manhandled, but she's kind of a step above a jobber right now. She's nothing. I got you, and that's very sad when they take people out of factions and then they have no direction and they become enhancement talent. One of the things that I'm looking at is I was going to say is, okay, that's pretty much all I'm looking at on this card. I was going to say Tony Storm. Okay, I like the look to a certain extent. I like what she's doing sometimes. Still no direction whatsoever. And still crazy thing or whatever.
Still has issues with delivery in the ring. And I'm not talking about her wrestling ability. I'm talking about like how goofy she looks when she gets there. I mean, what is she trying to do? You know what she reminded me of? She reminded me of the Harley Quinn in the new Joker 2 movie. Yeah. Is that like she like stealing from that like before it even comes out? Either way, it's not working. And I don't care. I mean, you want to tell me you love it? That's great. Like some people love it.
I don't.
And I think I think it's lazy. I was like, oh, let's have her look like some like desperate, vulnerable Marilyn Monroe character because guys get hot for it. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's make sure the guys get hot for this because they're gonna. So yeah, they're gonna love this. And sure enough, a lot of like desperate people are getting turned on, so they're enjoying it.
This is not turned on no matter her gimmick.
Of course, this is not good. This is not good. This is not working for me, and I'm not like
Yeah.
I'm glad Saraya won the title or retained the title when she faced. Who did she face recently? She faced Saraya. Did she face? She faced Tony Storm. Did she not?
I mean, yeah,
Recently,
but who did she have at the last pay per view? Was
it was at. I'm talking about like
that's
Grand
how
Slam.
memorable it was.
I know it wasn't. I was like zoning in and out. I'm trying to get that. That was one thing I wanted to point out. Grand Slam.
It was good. It was like, damn it, what was?
I was just happy she retained.
Yeah, she definitely. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter in this sense. But who did she face? Oh my gosh.
So she was blown away by a huge pop, which she got. I mean, that makes sense. No, that was last year. Damn it. Let's see, real quick.
Yeah. I don't know. So collision on Saturday.
Jamie Hayter, is that
That's right. Well, yeah.
Is that it?
No, I don't think
Damn
so.
It. That was before. That was from last year. Damn it. The fuck did she face? I'm trying to think. I want to say it was
maybe it was, but I feel like
Tony Storm.
It's just like no, it was let's see.
I think it was Tony Storm.
Okay,
I'm almost positive it was Tony Storm now because I remember she was talking back to Tony and being like, why, like you think this is okay?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then
yeah. That was it. Grand Slam. Okay, yes, and she retained, and I'm glad because you don't need to take that title off Saraya anytime soon. And this Tony Storm has got some things good, but not enough, not nearly enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so get a story with Saraya. Get something for her. We got no stories. Where are the stories? You got something going. I mean, I'd like to see more Swerve. I haven't seen Swerve. I don't know what the hell he's going to do now.
Swerve was on. He was on recently. He's kind of building up his character and his faction and whatnot. It's good. He's doing really well. I like this new version of him.
Oh no, me too. But I'm saying I didn't see much of him during Dynamite.
Oh yeah, this past Dynamite, yeah, he was is he a Dynamite wrestler? Or
I don't think I saw him. Is he a Collision? I hope he is because I'll watch a little bit of Collision over the weekend. Yeah, and I was thinking about something else that was going on that was being built up.
I mean, the Prince Nana stuff is killing me. I love it. This is so stupid.
I love it. I do. I love it all. Trying to think.
Yeah, let's see. Here we go. Tuesday, October 10th. I guess this must.
That's right. That's what we need to check
Dynamite.
out.
Dynamite Tuesday, where he's going to be taking on.
That's right.
Bryan Danielson.
That's going to be a hell of a match. I can't wait. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Okay, I am looking forward to this card. You got Adam Page versus Switchblade.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Am I losing my shit? Yes.
Yeah,
that's going to be a hell of a match. Adam Copeland versus Luchasaurus. Okay, you got Edge versus Luchasaurus. You got Saraya versus Shida, Hikaru Shida. John Moxley versus Phoenix for the rematch. That's right. And then Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. Powerhouse Hobbs. That's what I was going to talk about. Versus Jericho. What do you think of Hobbs joining the Don Callis family?
So adding a fourth person?
Well, okay. So did you miss it? Is that something you didn't get to see?
Well, I haven't seen that second half yet.
Okay. So Fletcher is kind of like his services are requested by Don Callis family by the suggestion of Will Ospreay. So he joins Konosuke Takeshita, and they have a great tag team match with Jericho and Kenny Omega. So, but after the end of that match, Hobbs just comes out of nowhere and starts attacking, and Callis had already kind of been smirking. He was smirking because he had it in the works.
I mean, he's definitely muscle. Most factions have a muscle guy. I think it
curveball. Yeah,
I think it's the same thing that applies to the other guys. They're all great in their own individual things, but they're not. They need something to kind of push them one level higher to that like superstar level.
What's so ironic is that the Blackpool Combat Club needs a guy like Hobbs. I'm not saying it's Hobbs is the guy, but like we were talking about this before. They need a heavyweight, like maybe not a super heavyweight, but they need a heavyweight. They need a young heavyweight, someone to counter their Wheeler Yuta, their whipping boy.
They just need to beat him up more often.
Yeah, they need to beat him up more often, but they need a heavyweight. I would love it if they had a super heavyweight. Super heavyweights do not tend to be. At least lately, they do not need to. They don't tend to be in factions because they're kind of like their own attraction. But
yeah,
no, I like the idea of a super heavyweight. Luchasaurus, he's part of the Christian Cage family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's got a faction. I mean, there's three of them now.
Oh, by the way, I remember who Swerve's most recent. He was feuding with Adam Page. That's who it was.
Oh yeah.
They had that brutal match at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
Remember
it was our favorite. It was in my top two.
Remember the move off of the stairs? What was that? He did like it's like a tombstone off the stairs, or what? Yeah, something like that. But
Hangman did the what's it called? The dead eye onto the steel steps.
That's what it was. The dead eye. Okay.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah.
Page was something happened to Page where I believe he was like thrown onto I was thinking of Darby. No, I was thinking of
Darby had that.
That was
throw.
He was the one they got the throw, and then he got the frog splash from
But as far as the factions, let's see, having a muscle guy, I think Hobbs would be a great fit for Don Callis' family. Again, it's another guy that has as much talent as anyone else, has the look, but just hasn't put it together to reach that next level. So I think he fits in with the whole group of kind of like younger wrestlers. I mean, I don't know how old Hobbs is, but he doesn't look like he's like. I would be kind of surprised if he's over 30.
Right. Right. I wouldn't be surprised if he just hit 30. You know what I mean? He's got plenty of mileage. So I do agree. I think he is a perfect fit for the Don Callis family. And so, I think he's going to be a great fit. I think it's going to work out well. We can see what happens. But that's that card. So that's going to be cool. I was trying to think of something else, but it might have slipped my mind regarding some of these matches. But on that note, let's hit up, some things are going on in Road to Destruction. Things that we won't be able, I won't, I know you may want to check out. I'll get into it at some point. That first night, the October 7th match or card is not going to be that big because it's not like the one with the title match. It's not the one with, it's just not that important of a card. It's going to have, it's more of a build up. It's like a go home show, if you will, but it's got a lot of different, team matches, between guys who are feuding. So it's going to be kind of story driven. I'm looking at another elimination match. This is pretty interesting. I hope I'm correct here. It's like I do like these elimination matches because they're like what it is. It's like 5-on-5 and you can get eliminated. It's like, if you get pinned, you're eliminated. You're out. It's like Survivor Series rules.
Yeah.
But you can also get thrown over the ring. If you get eliminated, they also have Royal Rumble rules. If you get
it's like a blend of the two. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. And it's going to be LIJ versus Chaos mostly, pretty much. Yeah. That seems kind of classic. There's not much of a feud, though, that's going on between these guys, except, I stand corrected, Lio Rush. He's part of Chaos right now, essentially.
Your boy.
And he's feuding with Hiromu Takahashi. That's also my boy. But he's trying to get that title. See, that's a big match. Tetsuya Naito, Okada's coming off a loss of Naito at G1 Climax. Couldn't get much bigger. Then you got Sonata and his just 5 guys, now just 4 guys, because one of them literally just turned heel and switched over to the House of Torture with Evil and Sho and Yujiro Takahashi and Dick Togo.
Old Dick Togo.
You can't make that name up. So it's going to be fun. But then the most important card is going to be that 9th. They got a match called a Frontier Zone match. I don't even know what the hell that is. That's called a buy-in or something.
When is this dropping?
October 9th. So it'll be available like in the morning because it'll be literally airing while we're asleep.
Okay, so it's
there's like
gonna be on Monday then.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Monday.
Well, that's okay. It's Columbus Day.
It's Columbus. It's indigenous Columbus. People. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
don't have to work that day.
Yeah, it's gonna be some good matches, good little team matches. But the big ones are going to be the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match between Kevin Knight and Kushida, who are former champions, taking on Drilla, Maloney, and Clark Connors of the
I know Kevin
Club.
Knight.
Yeah, and Kushida is pretty popular. He's got that Back to the Future gimmick.
Who's the dude that beat Kevin Knight? What was his name?
Man.
Ball.
Mike Bailey. Speedball. Mike Bailey.
Speedball.
Yes, that's another big match. We're going to talk about that. Okay, you've got best of the 7 series between these two 3-person factions. They're not like permanent factions, but like they're all feuding with each other. Like so Watto is feuding with El Desperado, and he's teams up with Umino and Nagata. Umino has been feuding with Ren Narita, who's teaming with Desperado. Minoru Suzuki is the old dude feuding with the older dude Nagata. So they're like 3-on-3 where 3 dudes are feuding. Yeah. Which sounds like, just like an episode of Monday Night Raw, but it's a best of 7 series. They get really into it. They don't just there's build, you know what I mean? And the reason why I know why there is build, one, they post the cards in advance.
Mm-hmm.
They make okay, this is coming. They don't just have some stupid promo, like bullshit promo. And then a general manager comes out and goes, I say, why don't all 3 of you guys team up and tag against these guys? That formulaic shit that we all know and hate.
Yeah, that Raw and SmackDown love. Mostly Raw, but
yeah. I mean, it's what they love to do. They love to just kind of like wing it and it's not even, I don't know if it's winging it. Even if they plan it, that's great, but they don't. All you guys really have to do is kind of just let us know in advance. Be like, look, because we want some anticipation. We can build our own anticipation.
Yeah.
But El Phantasmo, I mean, at this point, all these guys have been feuding, all of them. So there'll be another good match, the Never Open Weight 6-man tag team championship match. You got guys from Chaos, minus, I guess, you got Tanahashi and Ishii. Tanahashi is not from Chaos, but then you got Kazuchika Okada. These guys have been holding the titles around the time since we went to DC to watch these guys.
Mm-hmm. Okada.
They're taking on Josh Alexander, Chris Sabin, and Alex Shelley. That's the TNA champion. Yeah, the Impact champion.
Yep.
Chris Sabin is, I believe, the X Division champion. Josh Alexander is just a beast. So
still kicking it.
This is New Japan versus TNA. Impact. Yeah. And so that's pretty cool. And it is for a tag team championship. The next match, which I'm looking forward to like crazy, is the Never Open Weight Championship, defended by David Finlay, taking on Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga is a very well loved guy. He's almost got he's got certain charisma. He kind of reminds me of like a Samoan Sting, like old school Sting.
And we saw Finlay at one of those live New Japan events.
Yeah, we saw Finlay. Finlay's badass. I love David Finlay. He's such a piece of shit. Comes off sometimes like a chicken shit heel, but he's not. Gets in the ring, goes crazy. Like he's got so much depth to him. It's great. So that's going to be a great match. I'm looking forward to that. 9th match. Okay, so this is up to 10 matches, but I've been skipping some because they're not as important. Not much at stake. The 9th match, though, is got a lot at stake. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. 3-way Lio Rush versus Hiromu Takahashi, the champion, versus Mike Bailey.
Go Speedball.
So this has all been building up. And I honestly think Lio Rush is going to win.
Okay. That's because you're a homer for him.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing. Takahashi is still, Takahashi we still have to see what happens on the 7th because I feel like, the build is still kind of giving Lio Rush more advantage to kind of make him look more like a threat so that Takahashi's more, it's not so obvious that he wins. Takahashi could definitely win this thing and just hold on to that title for as long as he wants. Everybody loves this guy so much. And I love him a lot.
But do you have no loyalty for the picture of you and Mike Bailey together?
I was going to say the next thing. I was going to get it. I love Mike Bailey. Yeah. I think Mike Bailey is firmly like in the bosom of Impact. He can do matches like these. He can go out of town. He can go do international stuff. But I think he is very, very comfortable and very treated very well in TNA Impact because he is an attraction. This guy is a star.
This guy, you can totally believe, does karate in his garage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy is awesome. Okay.
So he's got a mullet.
He's got a mullet. He's straight out of the 80s. He's like that dude that watched all the goddamn karate movies from like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies to like Steven Seagal movies. And he's like, you know what?
Bloodsport is his favorite one.
I'm going to be that I'm going to be that dude and I'm going to win. Like I'm going to be that. So he's like straight out of time. He's timeless and he's awesome. Like he's awesome. He makes it work. Okay. So I just don't think he needs to worry about it. If he wins, that'd be great. I would be a little surprised. I can go either way for all three of these guys. I have no complaints about who wins this match.
So it's really, in your mind, it's how do you say it again?
Takahashi. Yeah.
Versus Lio Rush.
In a way, yeah. I feel like that's the feud that really has been building up because Lio has been gunning for his title since Super Junior, since March. Okay. And Leo is New Japan. Like he is really part of New Japan. He's not part of anything else. What's up?
Yeah, I just remember at that last New Japan show in Philly, the Junior Heavyweight Championship tournament.
Yeah,
and Lio Rush comes out and he's like talking crap to that little kid. And I was loving it. I was
great.
Loving it.
You can watch the show we were at. Mm-hmm. On New Japan World now it's available. It's totally available, and we are totally we're so obviously there.
We're standing pictures. Right next to where they're. Yeah, there's me like this, like
we're like taking pictures. We're just we're all over the place, and it's a very good show. Like I mean,
they fought over cheesesteaks. Everybody.
Yeah. I mean, come on, cheesesteaks.
I was trying to get them to pass me one, but they favored that one side for some reason.
We ended up getting cheesesteaks in the end.
I mean, we did. We absolutely. We went.
Damn right.
We went to Pat's. I went to Pat's. You went to Gino's.
That's
and then
right.
We sat there and ate some cheesesteak.
Love Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like, never a bad time at Philly. Never a bad time. We went home. We went to sleep. It was a little crazy in the hotel. We probably didn't need all that, but it was still a nice time. You know what I mean?
We contemplated renting bicycles and at like 10, 11 o'clock at night and biking through the city to get
I don't think we should do that, Jonathan. I don't think we should do
No, I mean, we almost did it.
Oh, no, we almost did it. No, I literally at the time, I was like, I wonder, we were thinking about it. Now looking back,
I was like, you know what?
Probably
today's a good day to die.
Today's a good day to die because we don't know shit about this, like as far as the routes. No. And, it's not going to help that we're, one, a little bit tipsy, two, we're on bikes. And three,
people get shot there. So.
I'm pretty sure I had to relieve myself of, I know I had to pee. And
you did?
Yeah. I mean, it was not to get too gross, but we were definitely out of our element. Okay. But
because when we left the venue, there was a cheesesteak place around the corner, John's Roast Pork or something. But it had closed. So then we got a couple blocks away and we're like, okay, what do we do now? Yeah. And then we saw those bikes for rent. And the saving grace was the fact that it would have cost us $30 each to rent a bike. And the Uber was much less than that.
That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Go figure with Philly. So, but it's a fun time.
It protected us.
Yeah. We had a good time. Never have a bad time in Philly. So one more match, though, is the main event. It's the match that's been building up this whole time. Is Evil with Sonata's title taking on the champion for the fourth defense, Sonata. He is the true seventh champion of the IWGP, the new IWGP World title. Evil has that belt. It's this is it. This is all leading up. It's a lumberjack death match. What the hell does that mean? I have no idea. There's
I
gonna be
don't
some
know.
explosives in there. I have no idea, but it's gonna get wild.
There's gonna be lumberjacks with barbed wire bats on the outside.
They're gonna introduce a new member of Just Five Guys too, so that should be interesting. And I have a couple guesses, but I can't. Like, I gotta go back because I remember thinking. I remember hearing commentators say something like, "Oh, this guy would make a first. Maybe this guy could make a good sixth member of the Just Six Guys." So, and I agreed with them. So I'm thinking that, like, they got rid of Kanemaru to kind of open the door for a new guy because they don't want to go Just Six Guys. They need to stay as Just Five Guys. Like that just sounds right.
Look, we know 5 guys around here.
They took pictures, Jonathan Sonata.
Oh, in front of 5 guys?
In front of in DC. In DC.
Oh,
So
which one?
posted,
Which one?
I don't even. I just know it was in DC, and which is fitting because 5 guys. It comes from Alexandria.
Yeah,
the original
yeah.
5 Guys.
You said you like went to school with one of the guys whose dad or
guys,
some.
yes.
I don't even know.
One of the original 5 Guys. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, there you go. So, anywho, any other things we can cover at this point? I feel like we've covered it all.
I think the state of the wrestling union has been covered.
Yes, our State of the Union wrestling address has been covered.
Which is actually a segment I've been kind of thinking about. This is State of the Wrestling Address or something. State
of the Wrestling Address.
Yeah. Like an update, just what's going on in wrestling this week. Wrestling.
That sounds great. Okay, so that sounds really good. I think that makes a lot of sense. So, guys, stick around. Like, keep an eye out for Jonathan's State of the Wrestling Address.
Yeah. I'm going to be sitting there at a podium like the president or something. Just the president of wrestling.
Yeah. State of the Wrestling Address.
Yes, exactly. It'll be good. It'll be good.
That sounds good to me. Mm-hmm. I'll keep an eye out for that.
As you should.
We've covered about an hour and 41 minutes. So that's good stuff right there. Please leave your comments in the comment section. Hit that like and subscribe button. Join us on Instagram, Twitter, at Bad Guy Wrestling, at Channel Cortez 33. The next time I see you, it'll probably be on like a Tuesday or Wednesday. I will do some review. I'll just do a review of the matches of the shows for New Japan. We'll probably get together again, me and Jonathan, to cover a little bit of All Elite, talk a little bit of Fastlane, maybe.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I watch Fastlane this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to sneak it in during like one of the nights, like before the wedding. I'm like, yeah, no, I need to watch this. This is important. So this is big business. So I'll probably sneak it in as well. I'll get it in. So yeah. Well, guys, hope you have a great weekend. It's coming up. Tomorrow is Friday. This is the pre-Friday night, and it's going to be a long weekend. For those of you, hopefully you have a Indigenous day off. So this is a nice 3-day weekend. Take it in.
Yeah.
All right. And you have fun at your anniversary, Jonathan.
Oh, I will. We're going to Spa World first before we even go to the
nice.
The thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think it's going to be good.
I think it's going to be pretty good. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, you take it easy. Until next time.